Moving across the world for art school was stressful, but now that it's a couple of weeks later, I'm all settled into my new timetable and I'm ready to make some art. So welcome to a day in my life at RISD. We rejoin Mr. Buzzy Martin walking up the iconic RISD hill after having finished his early morning literature class. And by early morning, I mean literally 1 p.m. in the afternoon. This hill is the bane of any RISD freshman's existence. Having to lug all of your art supplies up and down it for each class is a proper workout. So naturally, I had a late breakfast to make up for all of the calories that I'd burnt that morning while working on my essay that I'd just been set for literature, but more on that later. The next stop after quickly video calling my friend back home in the UK was to head to the gym. And to be real with you, the absolute last thing I thought I would do at art school is find the time to have a regular workout routine, but this is my life now, I guess.
Sometimes I don't even know where I'm going at first. All of the turns that I had to unlearn. Back to the surface, the feeling of all that we were. I don't always think.
I have so much work to do, it is absolutely crazy. So, I better go shower. Now it's off to the studio for me to work on these 12 drawings that I have to hand in tomorrow. I'm a big believer in having separate spaces for different activities, so my dorm is purely my relaxation space, and the classroom studios and the workrooms in our dorm buildings are the only areas where I can really get into the zone to work on my art.
Have a short life that is full of what you like doing, and a long life in a miserable way.
Seeing you here.
I'm doing my 12 drawings for tomorrow.
12? Oh. What's that?
I had just started my drawing class at this point and was dreading spending the rest of the semester purely working with charcoal. So doing 12 drawings of the same natural form using only lines seemed like my idea of a personal hell. I ended up choosing to draw these little poppy seed pods that I found in the nature lab for my natural form because they reminded me of home. So I started first off with a blind drawing just to loosen up my drawing senses a bit, just like how you would warm up before you work out. And I'm just realizing now how much I'm talking about working out in this video, and I apologize in advance. Anyway, I was also really nervous about my drawing ability for some reason. I felt this pressure of being surrounded by all of these talented people here at RISD and didn't want to disappoint my new class. So I wanted to put in enough effort to this assignment so that my teacher would actually like me, but also not too much that I completely didn't sleep that night. For the next drawing, I wanted to demonstrate more of my technical skill of being able to represent an object, so I tried to draw as realistically as possible within the realms of my signature style and the assignment, and whoa, this is completely the opposite of how I would approach this assignment now, from the point of view of actually having finished my first semester at RISD. So even though this drawing class was truly a grind, 12 drawings a week was a lot on top of all of the studio work and my liberals. Like, looking back at this now, I can see just how much I've improved. Time for dinner. Dinner at the Met is usually hit or miss, but we got there about 5 minutes before it closed, so we ate really quickly and couldn't taste anything. So, it was good. I just know I'm going to be so tired after my studio tomorrow that I will not be able to function. I just won't be able to even breathe because of all of the charcoal powder. And I've got a 5-page essay due on Thursday, which I've started, but I just need to get it done now, even though I still haven't finished those 12 drawings, but it's fine. I'm just going to do this and then I'll come back. It's good. Remember how earlier I said that I have signature places for different activities? Well, the Brown Science Library is my go-to place for computer work. So if I need to finish an essay or edit a video, I just go there because it's open 24/7 and technically all of the RISD people get access, but there's a little bit of a walk between it and the immediate campus, so nobody ever goes there. And it feels like my little secret. It's also such a tall building that you get this insane panoramic view over Providence in the daylight. But aside from all of that, there is just something about being surrounded by all of these old maps and papers and scientific journals that just unleashes my inner Louis Pasteur. But Brown Science Library fangirling aside, I have really weirdly learned to enjoy the essay writing process. So even though the lighting here makes my eye bags look huge, I promise you I was really having a good time.
And I really think you should know that you make me feel so.
Hello, there's a package for you outside the door.
Oh my god, no. For a second, because my hands are full. And I never grabbed it, thank you. I forgot about it.
Dory brain. Next, it was back to the studio to continue working on my 12 drawings. And since the sun had set and I was not even halfway through this drawing assignment, I was starting to stress out. It was also just after dinner, so this was peak workroom hours, which I always try my best to avoid because it gets so loud and I am really affected by noise. So to drown out the chatter from other people, my headphones became almost permanently glued to my ears. I desperately needed to bulk up the amount of drawings that I had so I could get some proper sleep. So I did some open mark making to get back into the swing of line making before doing some quick 30-second sketches to show some variation. Eventually though, this surge of urgency and stress and adrenaline just dissipated and I got back into this meditative flow of the charcoal. This drawing in particular was one of my favorites, but it still sucked that for this assignment I could only use lines in order to sketch this little poppy seed pod, and my teacher completely refused to define what a line actually was. So it was really annoying to see all of these tonal drawings from the other people in my section in crit the next day when we were specifically told we couldn't use tone. But anyway, I think part of my struggle with this assignment came from the fact that I chose such a small nature form to draw from. These seed pods were tiny, they were minuscule, and so I kind of drew them with not much variation in the size, and this came up a lot in my crit the next day. So I ended up actually going back in after class and doing even more drawings of these pods, but this time super duper zoomed in, like under a microscope zoomed in. So much so that I am pretty sure I hurt my eyes in the process. It was almost 1 AM at this point, so I counted my drawings and thought I had 12, so I did a little victory dance. But I regret to inform you that even though I did maths A-level, so I should be good at this whole counting thing, I miscounted. So I quickly did another one before I completely passed out for the night on the floor in the workroom and ended up going to bed at 2 AM, exhausted from such a busy day, but also extremely satisfied that I had done everything I'd wanted to. And I got a healthy 6 hours of sleep that night. If you guys want to see some of the highlights from this semester so far, then be sure to check out my Instagram, and there's many more videos where this one came from. So subscribe so you don't miss out on my art school adventure. And also take a look at my monthly Prince Club over on Patreon. That is all the advertising for today. Till next time, peace.